Kia ora wātu e ho mā, warm welcome. We're at Mount Smart number 2. Dale Husband in the house, and so too is Tony Kemp. And Tari's working sideline today, and we are looking forward to one hell of a game here today. It's the Sharman Cup final between the Hornets and the Glenora Bears, and Tawhiri Mātea has turned on an absolute cracker today, Kempy.
It's been, the whole morning's been wonderful with people streaming in here to Mount Smart, Dale, to watch the Sharman, and of course later on today the Fox final. But there's the boys there. They'll be nervous as anything at the moment. The Hornets, they took the direct route here against the Glenora Bears. I'm looking forward to it.
They're a bit disappointed they didn't make it into the top division, but they are fighting for the Sharman today. Let's run through the squads. I'll sort out the Hornets with Waitford at the back. Hanley, Kitchener, Lamalu with Bray, Tavita, Beecroft. Both of them have been prominent in the try scoring this season, and they'll guide the team around well this afternoon for the East Aucklanders.
Yes, and for Glenora Bears, Selwyn's at the back with Carroll and Marsden on the wing with that educated left boot. Whaogoa and O'Connor in the centres, and Aaron Booth and Mike Nathan round out the halves.
Let's have a look at the engine room. That's where it'll be won and lost today. You've heard both connections saying that it's going to be rugged up through the middle. Newbury combines with Hempelman as the bookends. Lee Wetherill is the captain and the coach of this Howick Hornets outfit. He's hugely experienced, and his distribution will be an important facet of today's play if they're going to get up. Dave Moo is the skipper. Tomoe Powell in 12, and David Barry at the back.
Yeah, Popo's up front. Hill Tamatai Mahi, the try-scoring hooker. Pokatelata, Brown in the second row, and of course Retzlaff, their captain, on the back.
Retzlaff played some good ball last week, of course, defeating the Richmond Rovers. Richmond were last year's Sharman Cup winners. Let's go to the benches now. Taylor, Sorensen, Savage and Penny for the Hornets.
Yeah, they'll play a big part today too for the Bears. Hunter, Talagi, Losali and Hall, of course coached by the great Kiwi captain himself, Dwayne Mann.
Wonderful atmosphere here at Mount Smart number 2, as you can see. Good crowd in. The West Auckland squad well supported. The Glenora Bears, of course, based in Glen Eden, and the Howick Hornets, East Aucklanders, and proud of it. A top game in store. It's East v West in Tamaki Makaurau. Who will be the Sharman Cup victors for 2009? Well, 80 minutes from now, we'll find out. Referee today, Warwick Freeman.
He's got a big game on his hands too, isn't he? He's picked up the big one. The Sharman, stretching there, Mr. Freeman. But she's got a nice hot day, Dale. It's going to play a little bit of a part in it, I think, the weather later on in the games. But there it is. That's what's up for show today. The Sharman Cup. It's a big, prestigious cup too, isn't it, for the Auckland Rugby League? So the crowd's settling in for what should be a beauty here.
And a warm welcome wherever you're tuned in today to Māori Television. It's been a heck of a ride, bringing you the action from the Premier Club competitions here in Tamaki Makaurau. And we're very pleased to be joined today too by Tawhiri Mātea. It's welcome back to our man from down Hutley Ways. Tēnā koe e hoa.
Tēnā ra wātu koe o kurangatira ranga. Aku mihi ki a koutou e kawe tonu I tēnei kaupapa ko tai ki te whiringa toa. Nice to be back, gentlemen. Nice to be back with esteemed company. Well, not so much you, Tony, but definitely you, Dale. But look, down here, ground conditions, absolutely perfect. The best day of the year, sunny airs, nice start to spring. It's going to be a fantastic game of football.
No penalties, all right.
On the 40-metre line, the Hornets in possession. They are running from your right to left. The ground here running east to west. We're broadcasting from the northern touchline. And the Hornets in the maroon and yellow strip. Out of dummy half goes their experienced skipper, who tows it forward, and it'll be taken at the back there by Steve O'Carroll. We saw Cole O'Connor do some really fine work last week. You've already mentioned Andrew Marsden with that deft left kick infield, which scored them a beauty under the posts. So well-matched teams, and of course coming out in a draw last time they met, Tony.
That's right, there wasn't much to split them last time, and of course, like you said, you've got Jason Tavita out there, top try scorer for the Hornets, and of course Beecroft put plenty of points on him as well with his boot, but just as well equipped as Andrew Marsden, and this bloke in the second row for me who was outstanding last week, Chris Brown. So it should be interesting to see how at the moment both teams just finding their feet, working each other out, getting into the game.
45 out the kick downfield. This is read nicely at the back there. Stephen Waitford takes the ball. Stephen's played for the Pakudanga Rugby Club for the last couple of seasons and has connections into Ngāti Hine Ngāpuhi, the 24-year-old. Now number 5 with the ball is Warren Bray. Bray is tackled 33 metres away from the Howick Hornets line. Just a settling in period here. And of course, Tony, she's a long old game. You see sometimes in finals where one team will dominate and kick out to a lead, but then be chased down by the fitter team. But both look pretty evenly matched in that regard at the moment.
Yeah, there's not much to split them, is it? And it showed, like you said, Dale, in the last game they played with an 18-all draw. that there wasn't much between these two sides. So paramount today is possession. You're going to have to take your opportunities, of course, when they come. And in a grand final, when they do come, make sure that you convert them into points.
Good chase on the kick there. Wade Selwyn is sorted about 8 metres from his own line. Marsden comes in from the wing, but he's driven back with some solid defence too from the Hornets.
No hands,
a little disappointed. They started the season very well, but in the grading round just faltered. They kicked a few teams' butts in the early exchanges this season, but couldn't make it into the top 8, playing therefore into the second tier, vying for the Sharman Cup. The offload now is Glenora. Get some shape into their attack through the middle. Pressure on at the back for Retzlaff, gets the ball over the top, but the tackle is made effectively by Andrew Kitchener. 5th and final tackle called now on the Bears. On to Mike Nathan. He stabs it through low. Doesn't get the distance that he would have hoped for, and it gives the Hornets a good attacking position, centre field at 35.
Yeah, pretty ordinary kick there from Nathan at the first receiver position out on this right side. They had him actually down the short side there with only one defender, but they didn't read it as the Hornets' big centre, Justin Bernard, Mark Lamalu going through there, getting an offload.
Stand up, 80. Hold here, hold.
Hornets into dummy half goes Jason Tavita. He feeds it and finds the second rower and skipper David Moo. Moo to play the ball, 8 from the line now as Weatherall feeds. Up the middle comes Troy Beecroft. He is pulled to ground but only a couple of inches away from the try line, but as he hit the deck, he's knocked it on as well. Let's go sideline with Tarahi.
E hika mā, ko te mea ngā kōrero e puta mai ngā tima e rua po tā rātou whakapono ki roto i te rārangi whakangungu. Nā tērā, he mana no tā te kēmu whana o ia tima i te mea kore ia kapa e tā e te kaiari mā te omara mā te pūtu kē rātou e uru atu ki roto e te whenua o te hoariri. Just looking up here, it's a rare broken tackle opportunity, just saying that both teams are really talking up their defence. They are very, very good at that aspect of the game, which makes the kicking game even more crucial because it's going to be tough. They're going to be tighter than Kempe and his wallet in their defensive line. So that's where the kicking game becomes more important, because you're not going to get a lot of yards running the ball. It's by the boot that you're going to get good territory.
Just seen some good work there from Mark Lamalo as well. Back to the action now, and it's Glenora in possession. This time to play the ball is Cole O'Connor.
They got good line speed, haven't they, at the moment, the Hornets? They talked about it in the pre-match. They concentrated heavily on the defence and working for each other, and it's definitely shown out there in these first exchanges.
As you can see, plenty of football played on Mount Smart number 2 through the season. It's still in pretty good nick, though. These little indiscretions are going to cause problems, but it was the Hornets who had a hand in the play the ball, so the penalty going the way of the Bears. And Marsden comes across from the right wing and will kick towards the southern touchline. Just checking for wind conditions. Speaking of which, Tarahi, any wind to note, and if so, who's it favouring?
O Kareko he tino hau he pukuhia nei tēnei wāhanga o te kēmu. Engari, ko tērā hau iti nei kei ngā tuara o te kapa Howick Hornets I tēnei wā. It's not really so much wind to speak of. It just comes and goes throughout the game will progress, but the slight wind is at the backs of the Howick Hornets at this stage.
This is Lee Tamator, former New Zealand residents player, thank you Tarahi, and 38 out from the line through Mike Nathan. Nathan holds it up and picks up the fullback, but the ball's gone to ground. The Hornets pounce on it. No, the fullback recovers Selwyn. So 5 metres inside the Hornets half. Play on, says the referee, and out of dummy half with the darting run goes Tokalata. Zero tackle, as you can hear from the referee. This is Team Mahe. Good distributor, finds Bernard. Justin put away now, 18 from the line and 5 in from the northern touchline. Nathan shows it on the inside with no intention of delivering, but does pop it through to Tokalata. He's to ground now, 15 out from the try line. Great chance starting to surface as Muggy puts a pass through. Not a good one. Booth can't get it, but the man at the back can, Selwyn. And the referee says the pass slightly forward. So just a little bit of panic there early in the set there, Kempe.
Yeah, poor service from the dummy half position out to that left-hand side. Unfortunately, for them, Selwyn couldn't pull it in. Didn't have a firm grip on the ball, lost it in the tackle. But if I was Glenora and I was Dwayne Mann, I'd be having a look on the short side here as we take a look at the replay. They've gone to the open cell and unable to control that football, but out on the right-hand side, both sets of 6 now the Hornets have looked very, very shy on their short sides, the shyer numbers, and they're actually not moving up in defence, or something Dwayne Mann to pick up.
7 minutes gone, no score yet as both these teams just sort themselves out. Through the middle goes the 1-3-quarter, Troy Hanley. He will play it now 25 out from the line. Ball turned on the inside with a 10-metre gain for David Moo, but again another indiscretion and a penalty to the Howick Hornets.
Yeah, she's a 50-50 call, that one. I thought he may have got Moo there for not getting to his feet before he played the football. Got some good shape about them, the Howick Hornets. They've got a big number 6. And Jason Tavita, of course, we've seen Lamalu carry the football pretty effectively, and this man Moo. So just have a look at this replay here, 50-50. He's actually not off the ground there. And a bit messy, could have gone either way now.
Yeah, Jason Tavita's pretty experienced too. I know he's been the New Zealand secondary schools captain, been with St Paul's. It's a wonderfully proud tradition of rugby league from that Auckland-based school. So keep an eye out for Jason Tavita. Hornets in possession now and finding themselves within striking range. They will play the ball 22 metres from the line and decide to work the short side. The chip kick over the top off. Jason Tavita has got the chase and the score. Wow, the Hornets are in. Look at that from nothing.
Warren Bray doing a dance too. He's doing the haka te arahi down there. The tani wharo haka, but it was that man Tavita, Dale wrapping it up, who's got the ball on tackle 4, and notice the fullback has gone missing for the Glenora Bears and popped over a short kick into the corner. That man doing the haka. Take your hat off, Warren Bray, read it well and was first to the football. But look at the short side. Tavita takes it over. He's got a nice little kick on him. Where's the fullback? He ain't there. But that man Bray's there. He gets the first of the day.
And Warren Bray, the 22-year-old, he's played in the county's NJC squad as well. And he capitalises on a smart little kick through from Tavita. And we get it once again in super slow-mo. The fullback is nowhere to be seen for the Glenora Bears, Wade Selwood. And Bray does well, collects it in. Notches down for the first 4-pointer, Tarahi.
Ra matua mohua no hoki the two whanga era mō te tima Howick Hornets Jason Tavita I te mea kārekau he haikai kuna engari ko te ngoi kore anō hoki o ngā mea mai te kapa Glenora Bears te huri te whai haere te paoro I te mea hoki koina anō te wā tuarua noi ko tai atu rātou ki te wāhanga whiro o te tima te wāhanga o te whiro o te Glenora Bears. As Warren Bray lines up with this goal kick. He's the top point scorer in the Sharman Cup this season. Fantastic kick. A great vision from Jason Tavita. You pointed out there was no fullback, but also that back line, you had a look at it. When Bray scored the try, there was 3 Howick Hornets there, no Glenora player inside, so they need to be switched on, especially with this Jason Tavita. Fantastic to see big first fives who've got such a repertoire of skills. They can run, they can pass, and they sure can kick as well.
And Bray's conversion was superb. What a confidence booster it is for the right wing.
In front, all right, make sure you're behind.
Yeah, good start. Just what their coach Lee Wetherall would have been looking for.
Early days though. 10 minutes gone, it is 6-0.
Stand! Hold! Go!
Carry there for Dave Moo. Wetherall feeds on.
2!
Conservative play for tackle number 2.
No.
And again, just a settler to the 40-metre line.
Square up! No hands! Go!
Hornets looking to dominate through the middle. Right on the halfway mark they go now, and options both ways. Wetherall decides he will work right, finds the big Tavita who turns it back up on the inside. 5th and final tackle is called on them. They're 43 metres away from the try line now. At the Bears' end of the ground. Once again, it's to Tavita. And again, he puts the kick in behind, but it angles towards touch and finds its way into touch about 15 metres out from the Bears' line.
Well, that was just a clinical set of 6, wasn't it, from the Howick Hornets. Tavita directing his forwards around. Hempelman and Newbury setting the platform there. Moo with a big carry. They're winning the ground at the moment quite easily. They're looking a lot better in the play-the-ball area, the Hornets, and they're getting out of their half that easy. And Tavita, of course, kicking in the line, picking up some simple metres here.
Territorial advantage, 66% in favour of the Hornets as at the moment as Aaron Booth makes a darting run and will play the ball 10 metres in from the southern touchline. The Bears really haven't hit their stride as yet.
Hold here, hold, go. Come in.
And often in grand finals you get one man who'll just put his hand up and can absolutely cane the opposition. At the moment,
Keep it clear, no early.
that man so far looks to be perhaps a Tavita or a Bray. Little offload to Nathan is skillful. They go wide. A wonderful run here, but no offload in the end. Perhaps the offload might have been better for them as Tokalata plays the ball. Delivered up from Selwyn. Wide we go now, on through Booth. Booth puts it along in the double around. This is Booth with the ball again. He will take the tackle. 20 metres out from the try line with the Bears. Best chance so far this afternoon.
Hold, go.
Out of dummy half, no one there. And a darting run, but too close to the sideline. Dicing with death and sadly got munted.
Yeah, he's caught everyone out down there, hasn't he? Cole O'Connor picked up a couple last week against Richmond. But yeah, the short side is, or should I say really, Dale, the edges for both the sides of the Howick Hornets are struggling a little bit in making quality defensive decisions.
Stephen Waitford with the ball. He'll play it on the 10-metre line. Now the Hornets shaping through the middle. Good defence though, solid.
No early, hold here, hold.
Big Lee Tamatoa in strip number 18. Playing as a prop forward though.
Don't go early, guys, hold here. Go. Final!
Fifth and final tackle now called by the referee, Warwick Freeman. The Hornets will be looking to get a kick away, but then pressure on from Mike Nathan. They decide to run it, and then through the hands, Mark Lambalu puts it down, and that allows the Glenora Bears
Up to the 10.
possession of the football with just 25 metres out from the Hornets line.
They've done everything right there. Tavita decided to run it because he's got a late pass from his halfback, Beecroft. Unfortunately for him, Lamalu couldn't take it in.
Tokalata is picked up and driven back by mad group of Hornets. I suspect. With it now, Stevie Carroll. Carroll will play the ball to T. Mahe. Through Nathan. The back finds Retzlaff. He stands and delivers. Out the back to Selwyn. Wade Selwyn with the ball. Some good shape and numbers to the left if they work it. They won't, they do. Out of dummy half, across through to Booth is it with the ball. He puts it back and flicks it back actually into the inside. Play on, says the referee. Here's Nathan, the Bears with a chance. Out it comes to Tamatoa. Tamatoa with a cutout ball. Referee says forward pass.
No, he wasn't even holding it.
Well, Tamatoa whipped it wide, picked up Steve Carroll. Referee Freeman says no go.
He's got it for a forward pass. Unfortunately, the man in picture there, Carroll, he was heading towards the try line, only to be pulled back by Mr. Freeman for a forward pass. But this man with the football, getting it out there, he's the one they need to go to a lot more. Chris Brown, nice little offload, showed a little bit of urgency to get on that drop ball too, but Tamatoa sums up the situation well. 50-50 again. Oh, they're struggling on the edges, Te Arahi, aren't they, the Hornets?
Tika tāu e hoko ngā tīma erua, wero haere ana ki ngā tahataha o te whira. E ki te puare ana, ara I haukoti rātou I te pokapua Justin Bernard. Ki au nei ko tōna hanga, he tangata mōreare I mo te kapa Glenora Bears, no reira ko te tumana ko ka uru atu ia ki roto I te kemu. Dead on their camp is that both teams on the outsides of the field is that they're showing gaps. There's such a concentrated effort to stop the forwards progressing in the middle of the field. Their gaps are appearing on the outside. Justin Bernard, the centre for the Glenora Bears, didn't get the ball that time, but just his shape, his size and his speed. He's only touched the ball a couple of times, but just the look of the guy, it could be a big handful at that area where they're exploiting them at the moment.
Thanks, Marsden, Andrew with a fine take. Superb. Back it comes for Selwyn. He comes in low and is cut down in a tackle by Beecroft.
He doesn't mind getting involved too, does he, for a halfback? Beecroft getting into the A defender and rushing out of the line to make that first up tackle.
Sun shining. People enjoying the last day of Club Rugby League here in Tamaki Makaurau.
Make the mark, guys.
Great to be able to bring you the action here on Māori Television, and a reminder too, it's available on the net on MāoriTelevision.com if you want another look, or perhaps want to tell your friends offshore. And all of the games that we've covered this year are all banked there, so you can pretty much look at the whole season. Wonderful opportunity. Ball up and into the hands of Waitford, who's been pretty solid under the high ball at the moment. Glenora come and put him away, 20 out from his own line.
His timing's just a little bit out at the moment, Mike Nathan, when he's hitting the football, but they get it back here.
Mahi with the ball. T. Mahi has been outstanding this season for the West Aucklanders. Into dummy half goes Carroll. Carroll feeds on. Back to Carroll it comes. Then he's cut down. 15 from the line. They look to have hurt the winger. Slow to his feet, bit sluggish. It's Retzlaff now. Retzlaff holds it, delivers it up to Bernard. And Bernard puts the fend on too. Wisely decides to take the tackle. It's only 2 on the set. Into dummy half goes Shane Hunter. Hunter feeds on to Lee Tamatoa. And Tamatoa put away, 5 away from the try line. Great chance for the Bears now. Down by 6 after that wonderful try by Bray with the conversion from the corner. And spinning in the tackle is Hunter, but he can't get across the line. Hunter to play the ball now. Mahi to Nathan. Nathan has a look, turns it on the inside. Retzlaff is there. He scores right beside the posts. Great inside ball, and the Bears strike back.
It was a nice little play too, wasn't it, from Nathan? He summed it up pretty well, had the call from the inside from a support player, and they've just gone through a small hole in the defensive line after some pretty clinical work out of the dummy half earlier plays, and that man in picture gets over to bring them back into play. Retzlaff. Nice carry. He shrugged off a couple too, Dale, to get that ball down over the line. Showed a lot of strength. But it comes on the back of an error from the Howick Hornets coming out of their own half. Down the short side. The last 2 errors have actually been down this left-hand edge. But just if you have a look at the replay here, it's a nice play the ball. Concentrated defenders around that play the ball area. But Mike Nathan, nice little inside player. Tackle should have been made there by Hempelman. But Retzlaff, too big, too strong. Gets him back on the board. The Bears, 6-4 the score. And
this should be gimme 2 for Andrew Marsden. No problem here for the left footer. One suspects anyway. We'll just call him through. Lining it up, that's what he's got in front of him. Just 5 to the right-hand side of the posts. But the inside ball from Mike Nathan was skillful and blind. We'll talk with Taulihi about that. Didn't even look, did he, Taulihi? And perhaps that's what gave him that slight advantage for Retzlaff.
Koe nā no hoki te hua o te mahi tahi mo te roa ngake o tēnei tau tō mōhiu ki tō hua wana pūkenga ana kai whea no hoki te pōra. Ngari e tika ana kia mihi atu ki te rārangi whakangungu. Ia rātau e tātāna i te timo Howick Hornets ki roto pū i tō rātau whenua nā ka hua ake we te hihapa mai taua tīma rā mai te ārai ka hua mai ko te kōkiri. So yeah, no, and I guess that's a credit to a team that's definitely in sync, that's been playing well throughout the whole seasons, knowing what moves are on. But you have to give credit to this defensive line of the Glenora Bears and the pressure they have been putting on the Howick Hornets deep in their own half. Twice now they've forced errors. It was only a matter of time with good quality position in the right area of the football field that they've got the talent to cross the line.
Make sure you have square markers, lock it.
It's
2 offside.
It's locked up at 6-all. Nearly the first quarter gone as the Glenora Bears make inroads into the Howick Hornets defence. Dummy half as Mahi turns it down the short side. Finds Bernard Justin. He's big and powerful, isn't he, for his centre? Struggling to put him away. Come at him in numbers and eventually Clendon.
With me, guys, with me. Hold here. Hold.
Penner, I think it is, isn't he?
Penner in the 17 jersey. Yep, he's a big lad too, getting back in the defensive line. As Mahi goes into dummy half and Nathan takes him on down the short side here. Again, his timing just out with a little kick threaded through the defensive line. He looks pretty good. Wade Selwyn at the back for the Hornets. He's again, they've got some size, them boys, haven't they?
Go.
Yeah, they do some good work, don't they? The Howick Hornets. It's great to see them, you know, competing at the top level too, because it's a very proud club with a rich history. Always has suffered somewhat for size out in East Auckland, but they seem to have attracted a few big blokes here this year, and he's doing well. Now this is Tahia Savage. He's the older brother of our commentator who's helped with us this year too, Lincoln Savage. So I'd have to say kia ora to all the Savages.
They'll be out in full force too, and yes, talking about the Hornets, of course, a great Hornet himself, Richie Barnett, Kiwi captain.
On the line.
I'm pretty sure he'd be wishing these boys all the best out here today as well.
Yeah, for sure. Onto the boot now as the Hornets send it high, wide and handsome. The bounce important. It does bounce kindly for Selwyn, but the chase is very good as well. Troy Beecroft is in there first, puts Selwyn away on the 30-metre line. That calls from the right. Cole finds Marsden, who runs into a brick wall. Marsden to play it now, 31 metres from his own line in centre field.
Well, we're quarter of the way into the game, Dale, and it's just going to show that we are going to get one right down to the wire, and how important the bench is going to be for either coach today, and who is that player to make some impact when they come off.
No, I'm going to make that double knock.
There's Mr. Freeman calling a lost ball from the Bears to give the Hornets another opportunity here, but just to go back to the bench.
No, that's the call, mate.
It's pretty important that one of these blokes today comes off that bench to make a huge impact. We've seen it a lot at NRL level and, of course, in the Fox this year on Māori television. Just makes me wonder whether
all bind.
the bench
No,
here
wait, Howard,
really knows the impact that they need
to.
to make in this type of match.
Beecroft to feed. It's on now to Tavita. He turns it back on the inside for Lamalu. No way through there as the Bears close ranks around him on the 40-metre line now. The ball is played to Berry. Berry now onto the big prop for Newbury.
Square up.
And Newbury to play it. 10 metres in from the northern touchline. Second tackle. This is the 7, Beecroft, and there's not much of him.
Don't go early.
And
No shooters.
once a few Bears get into him, well, there's no going forward.
4.
Number 11 is Moo. David Moo.
Hold here.
Played for the junior Kiwis and also from the St. Paul's, I should say,
Make the mark.
high school. On to Tavita. Now this is a tester at the back for Selwyn. He's in plenty of trouble, and then the runs through from the Hornets, looking to have capitalised, but referee Freeman says it was a knock-on.
Well, they had plenty of numbers get to that kick. He's got an educated right foot, Tavita. Putting it up with plenty of chases coming through. Mr. Freeman getting that one right.
Wait for the whistle.
Unfortunately, unable to take that ball in there. The first try scorer for them.
That's it, guys. When you're ready.
Have a look here. The big number 17, Clendon Penny.
Surrender.
He had the ball. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it down over the try line, Dale. But it's a game of chess te ara here at the moment.
Ana, ki te ana, tatatonu ki te rua tukau maari pāmeni tuko hipa I nai nei. Ana, e tika ana te rei ori te ana ngā tatau, with simatanga o tēnei kemu, I riro te taki ki te kapa Howick Hornets. Engari, kia aune, ko te kaha whakangungu o te kapa Glenora Bears, ana kia kua ora ai anō rātou I tēnei wāhanga. 24 minutes just gone. That's about right. 6-all. It's definitely a deadlock game. Opening parts of this grand final definitely were in the side of the Howick Hornets, but just to the strong defence of the Glenora Bears. Sometimes you look as though they run a bit of a high-risk game with guys shooting out of the line, but at this point it's been effective because they're hitting their marks.
There's some overlap there, but the ball has gone to ground right, and there's an opportunity starting to present itself for the Glenora Bears. Just reflecting on the earlier game played at Mount Smart as part of finals day. And that, of course, is the Mandron Masonry Phelan Shield. The lineup today, Manuko did battle with the Waiheke Rams. Sadly for our visitors from the island, not a win, but they had some wonderful support. Manuko, the victors in the earlier game today. But as you can see, a little knock-on there by the number 11, Tokalata. And an opportunity that was there quickly dissipates. Now the scrum feed for Troy Beecroft. He's on the 30-metre line and 20 in from the northern touchline. Wheels it across and picks up the runner, who is sorted very quickly. 32 from the line. Into dummy half goes the 7. Works it through to the right-hand side. Finds Lesieta Tayala.
On the line, guys. Go.
Lesieta Tayala. So from Tonga, of course.
Hands out.
And Hales from Waltala. Through the short side. Good, nicely weighted ball for David Moo on the fourth tackle. Couple of metres inside the Bears' half. Out of dummy half. A darting run now from Tavita. Tavita will get the penalty on the fourth tackle. So that gives them another great opportunity. Plus, of course, the gain from the kick to touch.
Yeah, smart run from Tavita out of dummy half.
You got nothing to do.
A nice quick play the ball from his captain, Moo. Caught all the markers offside. I'd like to see him take on the line, the man in the picture, a little bit more. He's a big lump of a lad for a standoff. I know how he feels. Probably sucking, he's on the hoopy position at the moment, sucking in the big ones, Stouty. But he does need to carry the football, mate. Get some oxygen out there.
There's Tayala with the ball. As the Bears are asked a few questions, their defensive line. And their line defence going to be challenged here as Tavita gets the double around with Weatherall. Weatherall still with the ball, puts the big fend up.
Stand up, 18.
A game player.
18 up.
Slow to his feet, Weatherall's there now. Tavita, dummy half. Whips it across, picks up Beecroft. He keeps it hot as well. Finds the fullback, Waitford, who cuts into the line, angles across towards the try line. Close, desperately close to the try line, but also the touch line. He'll play the ball now. The Hornets looking to strike with try number 2. It's 6-all. Little dummy to the line, but just a touch short too. Nice effort from Kitchener. Quick play the ball. It's Tavita across to Wetherill. Wetherill stepping into traffic, loses the football, and it's the Bears' ball on their line.
And Dwayne Mann would be happy about his try line defence from the Glenora Bears. Denied twice there. Chris Brown pulling down that man in the number 7 jersey, Beecroft. I thought he was going to reach out Beecroft and dump it down for another 4-pointers, but good defence on their try line. The Glenora Bears now having to do some hard yards getting out of their own half.
Yes, Chris Brown played a strong game last week in the preliminary final against Richmond.
It's a nice pass in it from Beecroft out to his fullback. Waitford just gets pulled down short here. Good defence. Plenty of Glenora Bears here, but it's this one here from Brown that pulls down this man here. I thought he's reaching out there, the fella.
Some good assistance too from Selwyn. 5th and final tackle now. 30 yards from their own line. The Bears. Nathan onto Marsden. Not one of his best kicks, but good luck for him. It doesn't. Finds the hands of Troy Handley.
He's held. He needs a wheel balance.
Let him up.
Towdahy. Mike Nathan needs a wheel balance, mate. He's got a weight missing on that boot.
Here's Waitford. Cuts him through. And Waitford is away. Still going Waitford. Terrific run from the fullback. He's had a faultless performance. He's hit the line at pace and creating opportunities now for the Hornets. Up the middle. Dinged high. And that'll be a penalty. Had to be. And there's 2 for the taking here.
That's right, and it's grand final football. They'll take the 2 here. The Howick Hornets, but Mike Nathan, they need to get a message to him and tell him to get the second receiver and put another kicker in. But I hope they're taking the tap. Here comes Move. He's going over.
Well, they may rue that decision as the clock counts down. But we'll wait and see if they're able to get the try in this set of 6. Here is Tavita. Tavita gets it on to Newbury. And Newbury goes towards the line. He's rolled onto his back and can't get the ball down. 2 gone. Referee tells the attacking players to surrender. Now it's Wetherill. Turns it on the inside, but pedestrian and finding Clinton Penny with really no head of steam up. And he succumbs to the defensive efforts of the Bears, 5 metres out from the line. Wetherill turns it back for Moo once again. Good powerhouse run, but he still can't breach the defence. They'll play that a metre from the line. Options to the left and right, this time working right through Beecroft. Beecroft is just halted right in his run, really unable to get any momentum going. 5th and final tackle it is. The Hornets, this is a great chance for them. This is Tavita, who is kicking wide and coming for the ball and then having it stripped from him. Great work, Steve Carroll.
Well, they didn't get the money the last time they were down there, the Howick Hornets, and they didn't go to the bank that time and take the money again. They should have taken the 2 points. Tavita, educated right boot, putting it into the corner. Unfortunately for him, his winger unable to take it and put it down. Good defence again from the Glenora Bears. They were under the pump there. Moo with a nice little play from Wetherill around dummy half area. Let's have a look here at the replay. Tavita just puts it on his right foot there. Couldn't put it any closer to the try line. And the winger there, Handley, had it in his hands. A grand final try, they don't come too often. You've got to take those opportunities, I tell you.
Well, for a moment I thought it was Carroll who'd stripped the ball. It wasn't actually. Handley and failed to catch it. So that's a bit of luck there for the Glenora Bears, who are in possession and on the 40-metre line now. Up to play the ball is Danny Bernard. And the little offload at the back, and they'll play the ball on the halfway line. Mahi decides he'll go left, finds Tamatoa. There's a nice ball into a hole, 2 on the far side of the field. This is good play. Marsden was there, but he didn't get the ball out wide. I think it was the 12, Brown.
Put your hand up, no.
And a hand in the play the ball. So another great chance. Tap taken. The run, I think, was Cole O'Connor. That's him up to play the ball. The Bears, great scoring opportunity for them now if they can take advantage. Little offload and Retzlaff leaves it behind. The referee says play on. The Hornets come up with a shoot. Tavita! He's got it all! Burning on the wheels! Here he goes! It's not Tavita at all, I can tell you! It's Mark Lemalu! Lemalu is home! Lemalu scores against the run of play!
bouncing right against the runner play too, Dale. They were going over themselves, the Glenora Bears. Unfortunately, they couldn't take the final pass in. It's gone to ground, and guess what? They've got their pillows and they've gone to sleep. Lamalu screamed through the defensive line and picked the football up and decided, I can win the race. And get what? Guess it. He's gone 80 metres. The giant, he's gone 80 metres.
Great run from him, unexpected. Taylor, he just showed a hell of a lot of determination as they were coming at him, and it wasn't really till he got in front of you that he realised that he could go all the way and didn't need support.
Tira ana ia ki te taha Māui, tiro ana ki te taha matau, kei whea woku hoa, kare kau I kona no reire a ngana tonu atu ia, kia whakawhiti te rārangi mi tēnā piro miharoro wātu mo te tangata nui nā, rā te pokapū a Mark Le Malu. Tiro hiana I tēnā, tika nā tō, Kempi. Looked as though the Glenora Bears were on their way, but great awareness in playing to the whistle. Big plays like this have a dramatic effect on the grand final. You have a look, he's looking to his left, to his right. Where's my support? I don't need it. And the big man goes all the way. That and the scale of things and how tight this game is going to have a massive impact on the outcome to see who's going to be the champion for 2009.
Great run from Mark Lamalu, but some sloppy hands really from Glenora. Close to the line, they needed better control, and this will allow Bray to add to his impressive conversion from the other side of the field, but he falters this time around and skews it to the left.
I don't know whether Bray just relaxed a little bit here, but as we have a look at the chase back from Aaron Booth, he's come 90 metres from the other side of the pitch there to tackle Lamalu. Lamalu, happy man there. It's called Coconut Rough, the big C.
How do you know?
Oh, of course, mate. There's a big C, wasn't it?
Going left or right?
Tarahi?
Where did you get that from?
Front guy.
Hey, me and Lamalu were talking before the game about the big Coconut Rough call.
I forgot, he's down, Brandon. That's how you roll.
He's held,
Kempy.
that's one.
You're mixing
Stay
in some
square,
unusual
Marcus.
circles.
Hold, go.
You're dead right though, Te Arahi, in the mix with 5 minutes out from the halftime break. That was a massive play from Mark Lamalu to go 80 metres against the runner play. Lee Tamatoa has been absolutely outstanding this first 40 minutes, finding some gaps with passes that we haven't seen for a while, but they want to be careful here, the Glenora Bears, that they don't go in again, the Hornets, and just put it out of their reach.
I think on top of that as well, Kempe, is that they've had so much effort to hold them out dead on their line. That would just be such an anticlimax to deflate their spirits after defending so staunchly on their line, and then a try comes out of nowhere.
Fifth and final tackle, Tautoko Tarahi. There's the grubber kick through off the boot of Weatherall. Pressure on at the back for Cole, does well to get into the field of play, but looks as though he might have taken a knock. And there they are, the Howick Hornets of tomorrow. Great to have our kiddies out today. It's a big day for Auckland club football.
Square up.
3 gone. I'll run through some of these stats for you as well just before the halftime break and give you a comprehensive rundown through halftime.
That's 4. Marcus square. Hands off.
Great to have your company here on bilingual coverage of the Sharman Cup Final 09. It's 10-6 and we're into the last 5 minutes of the first 40.
Final.
Fifth and final tackle calls Freeman, the referee, and Glenora haven't quite had the shape and attack that Dwayne Mann would have wanted here this afternoon, Tony, and no doubt he'll be wanting to get them into the changing rooms, get them refocused.
Well, they're going to have to play a bit more football, I think, coming out of their own half, tucking it under their shoulder. I'd be getting more involvement out of Aaron Booth in the number 6 jersey for Glenora. I think he's been a bit quiet in the first half. Statistics, Dale, as we run through them. Good completions here from both sides. 10 out of 15 for the Bears.
That's right.
14 out of 17 for the Hornets, and they've made a couple of those really pay. But this man, Tavita, with his educated right boot again, just pumping on the corner, he's playing grand final football.
Very skillful, yes, and he's prepared to get it in hand, prepared to take it to the line as well, and his kicking game has been superb. Has really kept the Glenora Bears on the back foot so far in this match. They'll turn around at half-time and they'll be keeping a better eye on Tavita. That's Jason Tavita, the standoff for the Hornets. Scrum feed now for the Glenora Bears, 10 metres out from their own line. 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Just waiting for the ball.
Ball boy.
We've lost the ball boy. He's sort of dozing off a little bit on the side there, but we're into action now. Nice shot, fielding good lick.
Yellow, no earlies.
Scrumpy for Mike Nathan. What have the Bears got in store? Anything special? This is the man that Kevin was just referring to, and Aaron Booth.
Go.
Gardner. The Auckland squad last year as well, Aaron.
On me, hold, go.
Wade Selwyn's had a pretty solid first half as well. That's the fullback, and Lee Tamatoa, perhaps one of the standouts for the Bears. Sluggish as far as shape and coordination at the moment here for Glenora.
On me, hold.
If you have a look at the back play here, the only bloke that's really dominating in the halves for Glenora is Nathan. They're going to him far too much, I think. I think Booth needs to step up and play his part.
Hold, go.
Mahi works it for Tamatoa. That's good defence too from the Hornets. He's a tough all players, Tamatoa, but he certainly knows he's in a grand final today. Waitford has been good at the back for the Hornets, and he'll take it 15 from his line, then turns it across to Hanley. And he goes centre field, gets away from two, and then is closed down on the 30-metre line, centre field.
There's another look at the hit. Nice shot, right around the mid-drift.
Both sides, guys.
Good contact from the hit man in the number 7 jersey. He loves it, doesn't he? Beecroft getting involved in all sorts out there at the moment.
The little guys do like to get it done. They niggle away, have a bit of a go at some of the big blokes. I see Tamatoa looks to be down in back play, but the Hornets in possession, fifth and final tackle. They're still 40 from the Bears line. And off the boot this time with Weatherall. Tall punt and drifts away slightly from Selwyn, who's forced to recover and does well eventually. He'll play it 5 away from the line.
A little bit cheeky there, wasn't he, from Selwyn? Getting back and picking up the penalty.
A few cracks in this form, you reckon?
Out of dummy half goes Marsden to pull a piggyback from the referee, Mr. Freeman. Pretty important set of 6, I think, this one going into half-time. They'll get most of the tackle count out, but just maybe lost it in the sun a little bit there. Selwyn does well to recover though, doesn't he? But,
almost stripped, but not of the ball.
He's been good too, Retzlaff. Plenty of carries in the first half.
Scored 1 try. Counting it down now, last half minute of the first half of the Sharman Cup for 2009. The Hornets and the Glenora Bears. 10-6, 2 tries to 1. Retzlaff with the ball. Some solid defensive work coming in too from the 16, Savage. 30 out from the line, and last roll of the dice in this half. That looks to be Booth, who puts the chip in, and Waitford again well positioned. He's had a solid first half, the fullback for the Hornets.
He has too, and I'd like to see more from Booth of that type of play. He actually had an overlap and should have probably run the football there, but as with the half wraps up for the first 40 minutes, it was all the Hornets taking a 10-6 lead against the Glenora Bears. Both coaches, especially that man, Dwayne Mann for the Bears, will have a lot to say to his troops going in to the break and coming out the back end. Hopefully they can deliver. It's a close one, Dale. We always knew that. Should be a good second 40 minutes.
2 tries to 1. The Hornets lead with tries to Bray and Lamalu, and for Retzlaff for the Bears. At half-time, the final of the Sharman Cup here in Tamaki Makaurau. The Hornets leading the Bears 10-6. Back soon.
Missionaries get more than they bargained for in Tauranga.
In 1840, here in the Bay of Plenty, it was a war zone.
There was fighting going on, not just between Te Arawa.
Lost in translation, a popo haurua o te ono.
I just want to say a big hi to all his cousins for catching those balls.
Welcome back to Mount Smart number 2. Glorious day in Tamaki Makaurau, and some scintillating football. It's tight, it's tough, and really tight. The team's championship this season, Tony. 2 tries to 1 makes it a 10-6 scoreline. The Hornets leading the Bears and a couple of fine tries for the Hornets. The Glenora Bears have done enough to keep themselves in the game, and no doubt Dwayne Mann will be giving it to them right now at half-time.
Yeah, look, it's not over for them yet. They've got 40 minutes of football and good football left too. And of course, the man in picture, Dwayne Mann, having been there, done that, got the T-shirt, knows exactly what his side will need to do in the second half to compete and hopefully come away with this trophy.
Certainly not much between either of these two squads. Let's have a look at the tries as they roll down, and the first of them was a deft little piece of play for the number 6.
He finds nice real estate too, doesn't he? Tavita with a nice little kick and chase from Warren Bray to kick it off for the Hornets there, but educated right back, set it in the first half. We'll see plenty more in the second too.
And Bray was good too to convert from the sideline. Now we see the turnover of possession that allowed Glenora the ball through Mahi. And you'll see in the subsequent play the ball that it comes out to Nathan with a blind pass on the inside, and Retzlaff is there to capitalise.
He's been very good for them too, Retzlaff. The best for the Glenora boys in the first 40 minutes. Nice, deft little pass too from Bray. Just serves it up on a platter. Retzlaff goes over to square off the scores.
And some sloppy hands here. Put the ball down, and they're coming from nowhere. Well, I thought for a moment it's Tavita because of the headgear. He looks a lot like him, but Lamalu gets hold of the ball, and it's just had enough to get him to the line, despite the desperate cover defensive work of Aaron Booth.
Yeah, that's right. He's happy too, isn't he, the big man? He's had a very good first 40 minutes, but it was that turnover and that play from Retzlaff of Tamatoa, who I thought has had a good game as well, to allow Lamalu to go through, extend their lead. It's only 10-6 as we have a look at Lee Weatherall firing his troops up for a most important 40 minutes to take him into the Sharman Cup is what they're playing for.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at some of the lineups here. Well, the completions 12 from 17. Both teams could have, well, actually the Hornets did pretty well, 15 from their 18, but the Bears put it down a few more times than their opponents this afternoon. Pretty similar stats right across the board, except for the offloads, and the Bears, surprisingly, outshining the Hornets.
Yeah, look, I think they're finding a little bit more space to that offload stat there, of course, being a lot of them coming on the edges of the Hornets defensive line. They're struggling a little bit there. It's just a matter of how they get it there, and the vision needed from that man in the number 6 jersey the second half, Aaron Booth, playing a lot more short sides and sticking to those edges is where he's going to have some joy. The statistics will tell you she's a close one, and that's
absolutely
all we got.
Well, hey, it's grand final football, and that's what you would expect. And both teams know that they're very much in with a chance here this afternoon. They've left themselves within striking distance. Of course, 2 tries to 1. Glenora with a bit of work to do. But I tell you, the turnaround, a little bit of assistance. The wind seems to have picked up slightly and may just favour them in the second half. I know it's blowing through here into the commentary position pretty strong. But we're in for a cracking, pulsating second 40 right here on Māori Television's coverage of the Sharman 2009. Kia ora whanau, welcome back to Mount Smart number 2. It's 10-6 in favour of the howick Hornets over the Bears, and you're watching action on Māori Television of the Sharman Cup final here in Tamaki Makaurau. Well, 2 tries to 1, Tony, and a couple of players we would have expected to have more influence on that first 40 minutes haven't really been in the game as much as you would like to have seen them.
No, I think one of them for the Glenora Bears is definitely Aaron Booth in the number 6 jersey. He needs to step up to the plate and take his opportunities a lot more in the 40 minutes that is about to start. So he's one, and I'm pretty sure Dwayne Mann would have seen that. And of course, you're looking at Jason Tavita to take the line on a little bit more for the Howick Hornets. I think if he does decide to run, the group Glenora Bears can say goodbye to the Sharman Cup.
Stand up, Marcus!
Well, we've got 40 minutes to find out if Tony's crystal balls have got it right.
Turn! Surrender! On me,
25 out from the line, it's the Glenora Bears in possession.
Oh, that is beautiful, Dale.
Up the middle they come. The Bears, I think they'll start a bit stronger. Both teams spent about 10 or 15, at least 10 minutes sorting themselves out in that first half before we've seen some breakaways. So they'll have to start a bit faster, the Bears, if they're going to turn this the scoreline around, TA.
Ai tika tāwe hoa nā ko ngā kōrero puta mai ngāti mai rua tuatahi mo te kapa Howick Hornets. Ko tā rātou e aroa tuana ki te taha whakangungu ara kia mautika i ngā tāngata, ngā pauhere, te pau tītoko hoki o te kapa Glenora Bears. Kia kura i rātou e tāia te tuku te pāoro ki roto i te rutu atu i tēnā, pai ana te haere ki te ratu taha mo te kapa Glenora Bears. E whakarongo atu ana pēr rātou kia Tony te mea e hiahiana kia uru atu e ngā hāpe, ngā kaiwhakahaere o te tīma, ara kia tuku anō hoki te pāoro ki roto i te rutu. Just very quickly, boys, with the Howick Hornets, their main concentration as first up tacklers need to stop the offloads. They're saying that the back rowers for the Glenora Bears are causing them all sorts of trouble. So the first up and second up tacklers is to stop that facet of the game, whereas the Glenora Bears, they must have been listening to you, Kempe, because their strong message was to get the halves in there, to assert their dominance and take over the game in the second half, but also to counteract what the Howick Hornets were saying is that that's what they feel is one of their strengths in the first half, was to let the ball go in the tackle.
Tēnā koe Tarahi. Well, which way are you leaning, mate?
Moore's back in the underdog, buddy. Moore's back. But I live out west as well, so Glenora Bears, I think, considering the amount of possession that the Howick Hornets had and also their kicking game, if Glenora can fix up that area of their game, their kicking, the chase was fine, but the kicking was a bit poor in the first half. I think they got a decent shot.
We saw that from Nathan too with his first kick of the second half, bouncing off the back of one of his blockers. Tavita, on the other hand, he's had a superb kicking game. He's winning that one hands down.
Mahi gets the ball back on the inside. The Bears to the 40 metres. It's the fifth and final tackle called by referee Warwick Freeman. That ball has been lost. In fact, deemed to have been stripped. And on the fifth and final tackle, that is a real sinker for the coach Lee Weatherall. He's running through some of the connections as well. I'd like to pay tribute to the connections within both squads. Tara Davidson, the manager for the Hornets, and Mike Rondon looking after affairs for the West Aucklanders. And Ryan Weatherall is the assistant coach there for Lee as well. As the Bears kick towards the southern touchline, find themselves in good field position to mount a challenge now early in the second half. 3 minutes gone, it's still 10-6 as Mahi works it for Nathan. Nathan gets the ball across and delivers up to Justin Bernard to play the ball at 32 from the line. Here come the Bears. Better shape, charging run. This time around it's Lee Tamator. Ball is jarred loose, but come on.
How can you give this as a knock-on, Mr. Freeman? He has his back to the try line, looking for an offload, and he's called it a knock-on. Please. Just have a look here. The carry here from the number 8 takes it into the nice strong carry, and watch, he actually looks for an offload here. There's a knock-on there, Dale. Come on, mate. Tell me.
Well, a game couldn't go by without you bagging one of the refs.
But it's a grand final. I know what Dwayne Mann will be doing, sitting down there on the sideline. He won't be a happy man.
Turn, surrender. On the mark, guys. Go.
Short run down the short side. They come to Howick Hornets. The big number 17 plays it. That's Clendon Pennant. Through the middle they come. This is a bullocking run too.
That's 4.
Good inspirational carry there for the fourth tackle. Up to play the ball now as it's fed across. Weatherall decides to go down the left-hand flank.
Final.
And the fifth and final tackle is called. To Tavita. Where are the chasers? At the back, Wade Selwyn, solid as a rock, takes the ball and returns to the 25 metres.
Yeah, Tavita stepping up, trying to put up a spiral bomb there. Just didn't get enough height on it. It had a lot of movement in the wind up high, but lucky to get out of that one, the Glenora Bears. Didn't get the call from the referee, but just jumped the fence and made the tackles that were needed. Now they're back on show again. Get out there. Geez, the carries are really, really good at the moment. They're finding plenty of yards up the middle against the Hornets.
Good back slam in the tackle as well. This is Leon Talangi. Fifth and final tackle now. Which way will they go? Mahi decides to go to Nathan down the right. He drills it down and finds Troy Hanley. He's done nothing wrong so far today. Handy to play the ball on the 20-metre line. Howick in possession.
Just need to look up the centres and the wingers for the Glenora Bears there. Both wingers dropping back early. Opportunity to run the ball on the last and then maybe put it on the foot as they approach the deeper winger in defence.
Warren Bray, a good little carry as well. The replacement is on for them as well. This is Joel Sorensen, who will play it on the 40. They decide to come short side. Beecroft turns it back on the inside. Little step and finds the hole too. The replacement delivers up the ball. It's back to Bray, who is brave. Bray with a hot step as well. Good play from the right wing. He'll play it now.
On me, guys. On me.
38 metres from the Bears line. Fed on by Wetherill. Little chip over the top from Beecroft, but there is Selwyn. The chase is good, the take is good as well.
Yeah, again, they've had... It's such a similar game for both sides at the moment. They've got plenty of room on the outside and they're deciding to kick the ball and they're finding the fullback too easily. They need to look up their outsides, their back rowers, their centres, and call for the football and take the opportunity that presents itself. Mr. Freeman again getting the Hornets for an indiscretion in the ruck. Hands on the football. It's the penalty count blown out now.
What have we got there, Tony?
6-3 to the Glenora Bears. So a few piggybacks for Glenora coming out of their own half dale.
Marsden finds them an extra 30 metres. They'll take it on the 40-metre line. What have the Bears got? There's the signage.
That's it, you're on.
Tap from Mahi. Now it's on to Nathan. Finds Talangi.
We need followers.
Wisely decides to take the tackle. He was tempted to offload.
Go.
Midway between the 30 and 40. There's Booth. Back up on the inside and finds Hunter. Stephen Hunter to play the ball.
Keep coming. Hold here, hold.
A little slow to his feet,
Go.
Steve. Booth works dummy half, and now it's on to Bernard.
That's right.
There's your third tackle on the set. Mahi decides he'll come back to the left, finds Booth as a runner on the inside. Booth throws the dummy, cuts the hole, then delivers the ball, but it ends up in the hands of Beecroft. Troy Beecroft. Chased down from behind and dragged towards the northern touchline. The tackler there, Cole O'Connor.
Keep coming.
Playing the ball, kitchen up. This is number 3.
Hold here, hold.
40-metre line. Bears. Wetherill delivers.
4.
Runner halted by the tackle of Chris Brown. Out of dummy half, Wetherill runs himself. Waits the ball nicely for Tavita. Tavita is through, but Selwyn is brilliant to put him away. The ball is still going. The Hornets are still a chance. They've made it back. The referee will say play on. And it's a turnover in possession. The Bears, and that try goes begging for the Hornets.
Oh, that was critical too, that they pulled off that tackle. We see Lee Wetherill just seeing that there wasn't enough markers there, taking the easy yards and finding Tavita, who's picked up the scoot out of dummy half from his captain.
Market square.
And found Lamalu, who just couldn't get the ball to hand, and the ball's popped out the back. So Glenora look to survive another day, Dale.
Sorensen combines with Wetherill, some very effective defensive work on Talangi. He looks to have injured himself in the tackle, Talangi, on the 20-metre line.
Just have a look here at the replay. Wetherill gets out Tavita. That's what this man can do if he runs the football. Nice one-armed offload. Lamalu picks it up. He thinks he's in. Unfortunately, nice tackle there from that man, Pokatalata, to knock the ball loose.
Hunter to play it on the 5th and final tackle. It's to Nathan now. Nathan decides to angle the kick, try to split it between Bray and at the back, Waitford. Both have been good. Bray is solid again. Won't get through as the defence moves up quickly, and Cole O'Connor is assisted by Wade Selwyn to put Bray away. Kitchen at a dummy half. Little darting run from him. Tackled by Hunter. 5 short of the halfway. Captain coach with it, little dummy. No one falls for it. O'Connor the tackler.
Well, they're just getting off the ground a lot quicker at the moment, the Hornets, and catching the Glenora Bears out of position. It's little errors like this, though, from Beecroft that are going to allow the Bears to regain their breath, because I think at the moment they're struggling a little bit. They've statistically done a little bit more work in defence, some 20-odd tackles or more than their opponents, the Hornets, but Dwayne Mann knows that he's in for one that's going to go right down to the wire. As we have a look here, Beecroft just takes his eye off the football, has a look at the defensive line before the ball goes to hand. We saw
Come
before
round to
Booth
early.
taking the ball, Dale, down this left-hand side and poking his nose through the line.
Goes out. Good scrub.
I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Booth feeds, and it's Ritzlaff who peels.
He's held. That's one. Let him up.
Taken solidly
here, guys.
by Lesieta Taylor.
Turn.
Speaking of Weatherall, is the captain coach for the Hornets. What a great career he said. It's been about 6 or 7 years over in Australia, but if you remember back to the Bartercade Cup 06, here's a little hole as well. The inside ball is good. The Glenora Bears are there, and it's Bray who makes a desperate try-saving tackle. Vic Kitchener, I think it was. Still, the damage is not done, but the ball is put down, and Chris Brown couldn't control.
No, and it's a nice break from Brown initially. That puts them in this position. Nice read down the left-hand side for the Glenora Bears. And unfortunately, Booth throws it here directly to Brown again, who's coming steaming onto the football. If he catches it, it's a 4-pointer. Unfortunately for him, can't control it. Nice play.
It was the right play, though, wasn't it, Taylor? He just hands let them down at the last moment.
Tika tāu e hoa nā koe nā noho ki ngā kōrero e puta mai te tima hao Hornets kia tūpato mo ngā pau here me te pau tītoko nā ko Chris Brown te tangata kei runga no atu mo tēnā ahuatanga ki te tuku te paoro nā noho ki te mei whakarite I te tehi I te puare nā tata noho ki ia kia whakawhiti mō te piro. So Howick Hornets coming out of half-time, that was one of the players that they identified, the back rowers with that offload game. And as we see also in the defensive line of the Glenora Bears, as the game wears on, there are holes starting to appear in all areas of the field. And no doubt Chris Brown is going to be a big part of that as we hit the last 20 minutes of the game. But also on the injury front, Lee Tamatoa in jersey number 18 is out, possibly for the rest of the game with a bad injury to his neck and possible concussion.
Lovely, thank you, Tally. Well, held up, says referee Freeman. That looked as though that was getting pretty close as well, Tony. What makes you
there's
laugh?
nothing on there for Beecroft, and he's just stolen the ball out of the hands of the fullback Selwyn and walked with 3 defenders on his back over the try line. Unfortunately for the halfback that's playing a front rower's game, can't get the ball down, but they do get the play again. Unfortunately for them, can't hold on to the football.
Great defence, though. That was solid defence. Jarred the ball is.
Hasn't their defence been great? But let's just have a look here. This is where the ball ends up in Beecroft's hand. He just decides, well, I'm going to walk here to the try line here. And Brown's got hold of him, but unfortunately for Beecroft, he falls down a metre before the try line and rolls over onto Brown.
Hold the mark.
He's a tough little kid, isn't he?
All down, hit him, mate, hit him, mate. And it goes
So the Bears
out.
feed.
Good scrum.
It's Booth who delivers. And finds Bernard, Justin. Good skills from Justin Bernard. Looking more like Justin Hodges, that run.
On me, guys. Hold, go.
From the right side, and coming across is Steve Carroll. Angles
On me,
towards
guys.
centre
Hold
field,
here.
will play out on the
Go.
30-metre line. Glenora, well, what have they got in store and who's going to put their hand up? Booth is Talangi. Now Booth steps back on the inside, but there's no support runners for him, and he'll play it midway between the 40 and 50. T. Mahe, one of the top try scorers in the game.
Inside.
Haven't seen as much from him as we might have expected. At the back, Warren Bray, again, solid. Kid's had a good game so far today. He attracts some significant attention from Tokolata.
Well, they're winning the game positionally, the Howick Hornets. They're playing too much football in their own half, the Glenora Bears, and they have to go at least 80 every time they get the football to get back on even keel with the Howick Hornets. The Howick Hornets, on the other hand, just when they get in their own half, they're pumping the ball into the corners or putting up a bomb. And again, it's the commentator's curse. Tavita takes it to the line, comes up with a turnover. This is where they haven't been for a while. Now this is where they need to make it pay. The Glenora Bears, they're with a chance.
Well, the turnover timely, let's get another look at it.
Go for your captain.
Solid defence from both Bernard and also Tokolata. Wrestled to ground in that tackle.
Come on, Aura. Let's go, guys.
So Glenora to feed the scrum on the 40-metre line. Hornets into the ground.
Well, they need to have a shot down this left-hand side, work it back to the post, and then come back to Chris Brown. Chris Brown's the man who can turn this game for Glenora.
He's held, let him up, stand up.
First tackle. And it's now it's Booth. Booth hits solidly too. Great defensive work from Beecroft. Fed by Mahi. Mahi now to Retzlaff. Retzlaff to play the ball midway between the 20 and 30. Here's Mahi. Takes a darting run. Sees a hole. Goes himself. Gets it across to Booth. Puts the big fend on into Kitchener's mush. Kitchener comes back at a moment. Booth crawling his way towards the try line. Into dummy half goes Cole O'Connor. O'Connor to Nathan. Nathan now. This is Tamatoa. Tamatoa through the middle. He lays it back. He had to. The Hornets come up with it. Well, Lee Tamatoa trying to pump the pass right in front of the posts. The Howick Hornets come up with the pill. That through their number 14, Taylor. And they'll get the scrum feed on the 20-metre line.
Well, again, I'm going to have a go here at Mr. Freeman because I think he's got this call wrong. As Lee Tamatoa goes in, has hit and spins out to this right. And again, it's just an offload back. And that ball is knocked down by the number 14 for the Howick Hornets, and they get the feed. Unlucky for the, just not getting the rub of the green at the moment, the Glenora Bears, but they look good once they're down there. They just got to get down here more often.
Waitford to play the ball. One of the standouts today for the Hornets. Without a doubt, the 24-year-old from Ngatihi net. Second tackle, 18 from the line. The Hornets just working their way out. They try to get to their kick. But the Bears are hell-bent on making every tackle difficult. It's Tamatoa with assistance there from Hunter.
Square up.
Solid hit up. Fourth tackle. Weatherall claims 5, make that 10. And thought he was pinned down, but manages to get a late offload and picks up Tomoe Powell. Tomoe Powell, excuse me. On the halfway line. There's Weatherall. Gee, no substitute for experience. He knows where to steer them as Marsden takes possession of the football. On his 10-metre line, gains 10 before he's put away too. With good defence following through. Kitchener. If you see how sluggish the Glenora attackers are to get back, you wonder whether fitness is going to play its hand late in the game as well. This Howick team looks plenty fit to me.
Well, the longer the game goes on, it's going to get out of reach for the Glenora Bears. They're not winning in the fuel stakes at the moment. They haven't done a lot of work. Retzlaff himself looking pretty tight, even with that carry. But it's this side and this man, Chris Brown, that can change it.
Booth to Brown. And ball goes down. Weatherall is there, as you would imagine. The captain coach gets it back to Waitford again, comes in from the back and does more than his fair share today.
Up he comes.
He's been good today, Tari.
Alright, tika tai we hoa. Ngare rongonau I ngā kōrero o Tony kipe tēnei wā kai te whakapau kaha te kapa Glenora Bears I a rātou I roto I te rārangi ārai ki te aukati rā kai te whakatōmuria no hoki tēnei tima Howick Hornets. Engari kai te pau haere te kaha. The Glenora Bears are using a lot of energy on defence and is showing as the game goes on is that they are getting very, very tired. And like Kempi was saying in the first half, the bench becomes a crucial element, but you just need, the Glenora Bears need some type of break because I'm not too sure how much longer they can hold on.
This is Sorensen, and Sorensen will play the ball on the fourth tackle. He is 20 metres out from the try line. To Tavita, who shows it on the inside, not falling for it and making a good tackle up there is Jeremy Hill.
No early. Good mate.
And slow to his feet this time around, Jason Tavita. Beecroft. Then stabs it through Beecroft. Where are the chasers? It's in the hands of Marsden. Booth is there as well. Marsden has done well to retrieve the football.
And it's a very tired-looking Glenora that needs to work out again at the wrong end of the pitch. They've done plenty during the game. You've got to take your hats off to the Hornets in the way that they've basically buried the Hornets in their own half for much of the game.
Talangi.
Mark and square. Keep coming.
Slow to his feet, Talangi.
All okay.
Mahin up now. Nathan, the runner comes through on the insides. Bernard, he gives the ball back and gets it to Selwyn. Selwyn is reeled in by a Taylor on the 30-metre line. Fifth and final tackle on the Glenora Bears. Bears 18 from 28. Getting the kick away. It's to Waitford. Takes it on his own 40. Waitford makes it to just shy of the halfway line before he'll play the ball. And also the Hornets slow to get back. Coming in from the left. It's Troy Hanley once again.
Keep with me.
Hanley plays it. Little offload finds, is it Brown? Chris Brown with the ball now, turnover. Here are the Bears in position, 5 short of halfway. This is Retzlaff. Tries to go from dummy half, picked off from the tackle of David Moo, the Howick Hornets skipper. Tamatoa has been one of the better players here this afternoon too for the Bears. On the 40-metre line. Hornets into the park. On attack, the Bears. Booth has a runner on the inside, does not use him this time.
That's 4.
Good defence as well, shown as the tackle is made there by Tamoi Puao. And it comes to Wade Selwyn, no way through there for the fullback, who's closed down on the 30. 5th and final tackle called now. Across to Nathan. He will launch it.
All okay.
But a kick is only as good as the chasers. Another chasers there. Well, not enough to get at Waitford, who has been faultless under the high ball so far today.
Yeah, nice take by Waitford just coming out. He's heavily strapped on that left thigh. Looks like he's actually coming to the sideline. He's not looking good at the moment. Just taking a little bit of a swig here, but eye on the ball, nice and composed. Howick Hornets again coming up with a crucial error. Well, if they want to get one hand on that Sharman trophy, the Glenora Bears, they need to throw everything but the kitchen sink at them, Te Ati, in this set of 6.
Chuck in the kitchen sink as well. E tika tāwe hoa. Me karawhiua rātou I roto e nei miniti whakamutunga, ana e tiro hiana ki te pai whakahirihiri. I tēnei wā e whā ki ia kapa. Nā e tika ana tō kōrero e hoa me tuake e Chris Brown ki tēnei taha Māui. Kei aia pēr ngā pāinga kia whai hua tēnei kapa Glenora Bears heading into the last 18 minutes of this game. Both teams have still got plenty left on the bench, 4 reserves each. And looking at it, you're dead right, Kempe, and the game's so tight with limited opportunities for the Bears. They need a strike, and they need a strike right now.
With the ball is Retzlaff, the skipper. He's 15 from the try line. Nathan. Booth. Tamatoa. Now Brown. Brown with the offload for Selwyn, and Selwyn comes through, but he gets the ball jarred out of his hands. Oh, Wade Selwyn. We thought you were going all the way, but no.
And it was that man, Bray, Warren Bray, who had a pretty ordinary play the ball to allow the Glenora Bears to get in a position to score the try. Shifts it here nicely to this left-hand pitch. Through the halves, Booth onto Tamatoa. He's been outstanding. It's that man there, Brown. Nice little one-hand offload out to Selwyn. You think he's in for all money here. And Bray just gets there in the nick of time to knock that ball out and save his team.
It's a risky run with the one-hand carry. Beecroft feeds the scrum, but a great push by the Bears. Ball bounces out sweetly into the hands of Tomoe Pau. Hornets, now Kitchener. Better defensive work now from the Bears. A bit of desperation starting to come into their game now. There's been no tries or penalties scored since the half-time break. It is still 10-6 with 15 and a half minutes to play here in the Sharman Cup final for 2009. And it's the Howick Hornets, you know that the title will be theirs if they can keep their head. On the 20-metre line, they go now working away from their danger zone.
Yeah, it's this man, Lee Weatherall. He's been outstanding to find Beecroft here on the break. It's a one-on-one with the fullback.
Isolated, though. Beecroft needed a support runner. Couldn't pick him up. 5th and final tackle, needs to get to his feet quickly. The stretch for numbers. The Bears, if they can get it wide, Tavita knows it's on to the left. Here's the kick across, off the boot of Savage, and taken brilliantly out there by Steve Carroll.
Oh,
Carroll
was
does
dropping
well.
out of the stars, out of the heavens at 100 miles an hour. Carroll just getting it in the gully. That was like, what's that, a nice catch in the gully? Is that what you're saying, the cricket commentators? I've seen a pretty impressive catch here. But this man here, dummy half, he's been outstanding. Weatherall just picking up the markers. They've been pretty ordinary there in the second half. Beecroft, nice decision here too. Could have easily offloaded it, but decides to take the tackle.
Now, Lee Weatherall is a reminder that some of the old heads can really dictate terms. There are players there young enough to be perhaps even his own kids, but who's leading the charge? It's the 32-year-old with all the experience. This is Kitchener. Takes the ball on his 10-metre line. Comes on back. Booth is there. Booth is good. I thought Booth had him, but he didn't. And Kitchener. Oh, he keeps getting up and bouncing around. Here comes Bray. Bray's away from one, then two. Oh, mate, more steps than Travolta.
He's a hot stepper.
On the guys, make the mark.
Wetherill feeds. That's the way to run. Big and straight, strong.
He's been captain's not moo, isn't he?
Beecroft finds Taala. That's Taala, still good run from Taala.
That's 4, Marcus Square.
It's Brown who makes the tackle. Ball's played back to Tamoy Powell. The final tackle, good defensive work there by the Bears. It's Kitchener to dummy half, now to Beecroft. Beecroft puts it up, it'll go deep. Wade Selwyn under very little pressure, takes it on the run and steps back into some heavy traffic, including, I think it was Beecroft there who made the tackle. The number 1 at the back. We've had a little shuffle around here. As we can see, it's Warren Bray who's gone to fullback. Waitford has come off. Perhaps Tata, you might be able to find out about Waitford. He's just come off and see whether we might see him again. Seemed some problem with his thigh. Was it a hand injury?
Yeah, it was a heavily strapped left quad and hamstring. So Glenora here, as this man Mahi gets out of dummy half.
There's a chance for the Glenora team as Retzlaff works it. That looks slightly forward. Referee says play on. That's okay. Steve Carroll. 5th and final tackle now. Here come the Bears. Will they be able to get across the line this time around? Mahia's first receiver. Now it's Booth. This is wide play as Fa'aongoa with the ball decides to pop the ball. Here is Wade Selwyn, and Wade Selwyn is in for the Bears. Well, look at that. He's only been on a minute, Danny Fa'aongoa. And he gets the good pass to Wade Selwyn, and the Bears strike their claim.
Well, he might have been denied 5 minutes ago. Wade Selwyn, take your hat off, the fullback for the Glenora Bears. A spiral bomb that went up. In that set of 6, the man's pulled it out of the heavens, and they've gone 17 metres. And we spoke about a bloke making an impact off the bench. Danny Fa'aongoa has come on and given the offload to allow the Glenora Bears to get back in this game and probably hit the front. It was a nice play from the replacement Fa'aongoa. And of course Selwyn denied out here on this left-hand edge just shortly before. Is not to be denied that time. Steps around the fullback quite easily and goes straight under the post to make sure that this kick is an easy enough one for Andrew Marsden. But it's nice hands here. Goes to Mahi. Out to Booth. He finds that man Fa'aongoa. Takes on the line, throws a speculator, doesn't it? Comes out to Selwyn, he just steps around Bray out of position playing fullback. And a very smart play from the fullback Selwyn just to take it around a little bit further to allow this man here, Bray. He'll put this through, Dale, they'll hit the front.
Paitara mahi for Danny Fa'aongoa. This is Marsden, important, the 2 points. Remember, there's 2 points on offer as well for the Howick Hornets, and they opted not to take those 2 points. Could that be a telling factor with 11.5 minutes to play here in the Sharman Cup final? Here's Marsden, steps in, straight as an arrow over the black dot, and the scoreline goes to 12-10 in favour of the West Aucklanders in the battle between East and West. It's the Bears leading the Hornets here in the final of the Sharman Cup. Getting back to that little offload there, Tiarahi. A speculator, yes, but a lucky pass in a way, wasn't it?
Oi, po he au ko kino ke tēnā pāhia tēni Fa'aongoa. Ia e kuhu whakaroto ana, engari whai hua. Nā runga no hoki te maha o ngā pāhi I maka I mua I tēnā piro. I thought they Fa'aongoa blew it actually when he stepped in. It was the last tackle, and out of all the 3 chances that they had, that was probably the trickiest one that they pulled off. But credit to Glenora Bears, things weren't going their way, but it was a fighter spirit, and with 11 minutes to go in this game, it's on. Still, either team can win this game without a doubt.
Tēnā koe Tara, he might be. Only for those finest. Great to have you back in the commentary spot as well. I'd like to pay tribute as well to our other colleague, Pani Henare, has been calling the action. He'd Oti Te Reo Māori with myself and Tony through the season. He's joined our Māori commentary team for our finals day. And of course, a reminder that this game is being played through the Te Reo Māori channel on channel 59 as well. So if you'd like your commentary at all to Te Reo Māori, feel free to warm to the dulcet tones of Mr. Savage and of course Hamana Waka as well. Now the Hornets get back into the field of play through Bray, but there's some pressure on.
I'll tell you what you're seeing at the moment is you're seeing the week off during the semi-final football, that the part that it doesn't help you, one part is your fitness, and the Hornets are struggling in this area at the moment. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, whereas the Glenora Bears had a game against the Richmond Rovers last week, and it was a hard game at that to season them for this one. I don't know whether they've got enough energy left in the tank, Dale.
I can tell you that this has been as evenly matched as far as statistics are concerned as any game we've called all season. Possession, also territory, both even. Offloads favouring the Glenora Bears, and they may just come home stronger. We will wait and see.
And a massive error there from Lee Wetherill out of dummy half, popping out on the short side to try and get the kick in. And he's turned it over 30 out from the Hornet try line here. Dwayne Mann, he'll be looking for his team. They look good down this end of the field and haven't been down here much. When they have, they've gone over twice, once denied. I wonder if they can go over again to just put this game out of the reach.
Isaac Retzlaff to play the ball. He is 22 metres from the line. T. Mahi to feed it on to Justin Bernard. He goes straight and sensibly goes to the ground with the ball. This is 2 out of the set. The second. They decide to come short side. Booth has a runner on the inside. Brown doesn't use him. Picks up instead Cole O'Connor.
On the line.
We play it on the 10-metre line. Out of dummy half. Booth. This is their replacement again.
He's going to touch. He's going to come on here and get him for a head height. It's a bit of a lazy arm from Savage, I think. He had to make the tackle. That man, Danny Faoga, has had 2 very good carries of the football. Let's have a listen.
He stood up, mate. You was pushed in space. Didn't get the number here. It was one of these 3 gentlemen here, mate. Called right in the face.
So who's it against? Against him. Oh, quiet.
Against Howard Coward.
Yep. Okay, all right.
60 years we can, mate.
Okay, mate. Head-eye tackle against you guys.
Well, it'll be the tap and go. The 2 points of little value at this stage of the game. Mahi decides to kick backwards. Pensive look from Dwayne Mann, the Glenora Bears coach. I suppose we've got too much to argue with the touchy's call on that shot there, Kepi.
No, he's got that one right as he puts his hand up again, Danny Faogoa. They need to muscle up on the kick. He has got a very good carry.
He got backslammed then too, that hurt him. Danny. They decide to come the short side. Here's Booth. Now Brown. Brown close to the line. Well, Tony's mentioned how highly he rates Chris Brown. And that he would have a telling influence on the second half, and he has. They've certainly looked good when they work short side. That is a good spot tackle. Ball has been jarred loose and coming up with it is Wade Selwyn. But both in the collision are slow to their feet. It's Retzlaff and Tavita. And I'll tell you what, they'll need some panel beaters. The grubber kick to the end goal is too heavy. The restart will be on the 20. But call out the tow trucks. There's a huge collision in centre field.
And they're both down. Tavita can't get to his feet at the moment. I think it's cramped Tavita's got, but nice read in defence. Good contact. Slav unable to hold the ball. He gets a head slam into the Mount Smart number 2 turf here. Let's have a look here. Tavita probably hurts himself here. Just the contact.
It's like a bit of a head clash as well.
Heavy collision, isn't it? Heavy collision. Much needed rest too as the referee stops the clock here.
Retzlaff's got a bit of claret coming. Don't know if it's a mouth injury or maybe it is mouth guard in.
Bit of Merlot. He'll be back, mate. Retzlaff, he's a tough kid, and he's been outstanding. Once they get the blood off the nose, he'll be back out there as he decides to wipe it off himself here. But Tavita on the other hand, yeah, I think he's cramping up.
Referee says, is he going off? And it appears not. So Lee Wetherill, 6.5 minutes to play, 2 points in the ball game. It's tight, it's tough, it's uncompromising, it's finals football. It's just how we like it here. Hope you're enjoying it too. The Hornets and the Bears.
One, release!
Got it, sit for tap.
On me, guys.
Rai, hoa mahe kōrero mai te pai whakahirihiri. Tēnei wā kua paukatua ngā kairiwhi mo te kapa Glenora Bears. Ki te ratutaha mo te kapa Howick Hornets e rua kei te toi. Glenora Bears are all out of subs, no more substitutions with 6 minutes left to go, whereas the Howick Hornets have 2 up their sleeve.
Thanks, Taudahi. Speaking of the Hornets, here's Wetherill. He's been sharp as attack today. He gets it on to Penny. Glenda Penny to play the ball. and back play. It's Weatherall who's down. Now it's with Beecroft. He'll have to answer the call as Bray comes forward and then gets sorted. Fifth and final. Short side run, it's Weatherall, looks for the chip and regather the bounce of Porden. It's Marsden, puts it down, Weatherall reclaims another 7-6 for the Hornets. 15 out from the try line, quick play the ball. This is Kitchener, Kitchener towards the try line. Kitchener is pulled down by a head-high tackle. That will be the two that has eluded them. This will square it up. Surely they'll take the two. Weatherall says, pause, Kitchener, and we'll take the two.
He's hit the pause button twice, isn't he? Well, that decision there, good. I was just going to say, how important was the decision to run the ball when they had this opportunity in the first half? This time they decide to take the two, but it's a nice carry. And Mahi just coming across with a bit of a lazy arm to allow Mr. Freeman to raise the arm and give the penalty to the Howick Hornets. In back play, though, for the Glenora Bears, it's allowed Justin Bernard, who's been down for about 3 minutes, an opportunity to get some running repairs as he makes his way back into the defensive line. As we have a look at the kick here, ain't got to miss that one. Bray gets his second for the afternoon. She's all squared. And now we've got 5 minutes of fun on our hands, boys. Isn't it great?
Isn't it fantastic, Tony? As we count down into the last 5 minutes. So, locked up at 12 all. After a full season of doing battle in the Sharman Cup, it's the Bears or the Hornets. And both teams have faltered somewhat at stages of the second half where fitness looked to be an issue. But I tell you what, there's nothing like a try to create some momentum, eh, Tony?
Oh, tika tawe hua na kuine ngā wāhanga ka hua ake he tua tangata mō ngā karapu. In club rugby league, this is the time where the big players step up and club legends are born. With 3 minutes to go, all locked up. You're right on, boys. Fun and games. Grand final Sharman Cup. Fantastic stuff.
And of course, for those of you at home, if it is locked up at full time, it will go into extra time. Because of the nature of the finals, the same as well in the Fox Memorial Championship. But we've still got 3.5 minutes to play, and a field goal can sort it. A try will sort it as well. The Hornets are in possession. This time it's Beecroft. He gets away from one. Beecroft puts the big fend on. And both teams know that the championship is theirs if they can keep their head. Lee Weatherall goes for the chip and regather. Overruns it. Wade Selwyn comes up with the football. Cut down to the tackle of Bray.
Well, he's trying everything, Lee Weatherall. He got a penalty out of the last chip and chase that he got there, and for all money looked like he was going to get the ball back, but that patch of grass that's just been the ball being played on here, it falls into a bit of sand here, and it bounces out to the opposite side of his hands. You see the tuft of sand come up there.
And another penalty going the way of the Bears. Well, the crowd's starting to recognise that we are getting very, very tight. 2 minutes and 40 seconds are left. Just as you'd like finals football, though, down to the wire. Remember, these two teams played a draw the last time they met. It's been close all season when they've done battle.
Well, she's fought to the post here for a shot at a field goal. There's not going to be anything fancy about this set of 6. It's their last one. The Glenora Bears will tuck it under their arms and get themselves an opportunity here to put 2 hands on the Sharman Cup.
With the ball, this is Big Bernard, and he runs into the wall, that is Clinton Penny. 32 metres out from the try line as Retzlaff is back on, showing how tough he is. To the 22, now they're starting to get within strike range for a field goal if they want to take it. Here is Booth. Booth decides he'll go himself. Does well to stay in good position. Mike Nathan is at the back looking for the ball, but will he get the chance? They're chasing at him. Here they come. The Hornets are after Mike Nathan, who cuts to the right, whips it across, and then cut down by the Hornets defence. Great defence on the 5th and final tackle.
He's still going to have a shot here, Dale. Here he goes.
Here's Mike Nathan. It's up. It is wide. And we'll restart on the 20.
Tit for tat. And now the Hornets have an opportunity here. In no hurry, Lee Weatherall, to get the hand on football. They'll have a minute, a set of 6, probably 1 shot at a field goal. No penalties from the Bears. We're going extra time.
18 metres to play as the ball is taken forward.
Go.
To the 30 metres. This is Moo. Big Dave, skipper. midway between the 30 and 40. Tackle number 2. Across to Tavita. He shows his courage again. Sure his ankle is Pokaroo. That's evident by the sluggish way he got to his feet. Out it comes onto Savage. Up the middle, Savage. And the Howick Hornets appealing for a high tackle as Weatherall delivers up now. Up to the big man.
That's going to have to go 50.
50 final tackle. Weatherall looking for the chip and regather. There's Beecroft, gets the regather, but he can't get the offload. It's a turnover of possession. And the hooter will sound. We are locked up at 12 all and going into extra time by the look of things here. Well, I hope you're enjoying it at home. So often finals football ends up this way. And here on Māori Television, we're going to take you for the whole ride, right until we get a result here and find out who will hold the Sharman Cup aloft. Ground clock has counted down. This is the chip and regather this time around. The tap on. It's now in the hands of the Hornets. Just waiting for the hooter to sound. With the ball is Tayala. Tayala has the ball stripped from him. There is a penalty, and that is an opportunity. It is 45 metres. I doubt that they had the kicker can send it that far.
I'll tell you what, the man that kicks the ball is the top point scorer in the competition. Of course he can kick it that far.
Okay.
Of course he can kick it that far. What were they thinking, Glenora? Why did Cole O'Connor decide to chip and chase with no time left on the clock?
Oh, well, just a rush of blood, I suppose, thinking that we'll get the favourable bounce. But instead now we get a chance for Warren Bray to win the game for the Howick Hornets. Now, get a look in here. This is Mike Nathan. Mike knows that there's 3 in there. It's a fairly blatant strip. Panic football at the end. So, just checking for wind factor. It appears to be coming slightly against him, Taylor. So it'll be a tough kick.
It will be a tough kick. It is, you're right, it's a slight direction, but it's mostly blowing across field from his left to right. It's not an easy kick.
It's right at home with Warren Bray. Here we go, Fano. Bray from 44 metres out to win the game for the Howick Hornets and the Sharman Cup. It is off the boot. Will it make the distance? No, it won't. But the chasers are still coming and they're dragged back. That'll be curtains for this little period. And well, 3 holes to dig. We are going into extra time.
Oh, and he had an opportunity here. Warren Bray.
He'll kick it from anywhere. Yes,
For the rest of his life. He had one hand on the trophy and one boot on the other, and unfortunately he couldn't transfer the boot for the other hand to lift it. We're going into extra time, Te Arahi. I don't know who's got enough energy here. The Hornets struggled that back end of the second half, I think. It's probably the better thing for them that they do get a little bit of a break in the regroup here. Glenora, on the other hand, come home much the stronger. Dwayne Mann would have found himself in a lot of these games before. I'm pretty sure that he'll be just saying to his boys, look, we've only got another 5 minutes to go, boys, and we can win this game.
Well, while they're taking a break, we will too. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here where you are, because we've got the final few moments of this pulsating Sharman Cup final. Stay with us here on Māori Television. Back for the conclusion after this. Well, what a game it's been. It started with Bray, who recovers from the chip kick off Tavita to score in the corner. Fine piece of work as well. Then it was the Glenora Bears who came back up through the middle with a fine try to Renslav. Ball goes down here, and have a look at this wonderful run from Lamalu. Honestly, he's got 80 metres. I didn't think he'd make this. Oh, he's one.
No, he started off 2, didn't he? And a great rate of knots. Gets pulled down here from a nice chase from Booth. But unfortunately, couldn't stop Lamalu going over. Then it was a shift out to this man, Whahangoa, who tries to speculate out in the back to Selwyn, and he just goes around the fullback, extends it towards the goalpost. That was the game.
It's the attempted drop kick to win the game from Mike Nathan. That goes to the left. The game for the Howick Hornets. And a penalty from 45. Off the board. Will it make the distance? No, chases
He
it
would have
still
done the hugger again too, Dale, if that one went over, but that's what they're vying for. Isn't it a wonderful looking trophy, the Sharman Cup? We've seen a beauty here today. We got extra time.
Just to explain the rules here, Fano, it's 5 minutes each way, extra time. And if they're still locked up at the end of that 10 minutes, they go into golden point. Now, they play golden point for up to 20 minutes. And if they're still locked together, then the game is deemed a draw and they will share the Sharman Cup. But I doubt it's going to go that far, Tony. That's a lot of football away. That's another half hour.
No, we're going to get a winner in the next 15 minutes. As we see the replacement, Clendon Penny, just dropping it on tackle 2. They look good when they're in this position here, the Glenora Bears.
Well, that's exactly what you wouldn't want to occur, and Clendon will be hugely disappointed. He couldn't hold on to that ball. As a fairly straightforward take. Glenora supporters starting to muscle up behind their team. And to feed on the 30-metre line is Booth. Referee Warwick Freeman has a problem, and I think that problem is with Tavita.
Well, we're going to see a few blokes go down here with cramp, I think, in the next 10 minutes. It's been a nice warm day. A lot of boys have been taking on plenty of fluid.
Tari, well, we've got this little break and play. You can just inform us about the bench situation again, please, Eho.
I tēnei wā, I te paunga o ngā meneti wari te kau e paukatoa ngā kairiwhi, engari kua tāpiri hia e rua ki ia tīma mo te toenga o tēnei wāhanga. So both teams used up all their substitutes at the end of the game, so they get 2 extra each now. The only problem, though, for the Howick Hornets is that Jason Tavita has been on the sideline for a while. He's harbouring a calf injury. They're trying to do their best to rub it out at the moment, but they're not exactly sure whether he will be back during this time.
Who's this getting attention over the back there, Kempy?
Well, it looks like Bernard, doesn't it? Justin Bernard.
Yes, it is. Justin Bernard.
It took him 3 minutes to get up just before that penalty kick to win the game for the Hornets. And I don't think he's going to see up too much more of the game as he limps into the back row. The Glenora Bears have an opportunity here.
Ritzlaff peels. Booth feeds, Ritzlaff peels. 22 from the line, and now it's Booth again. Shows it on the inside, holds it himself. The Hornets know that their defence has to be very solid.
On me, guys. Hold.
Moving up together, trying to make sure. Danny Bernard now. He's got fresh legs. Danny, 8 metres away from the try line. Team Mahi into dummy half. First receiver, Booth, cuts it wide for Nathan. Nathan keeps it rolling. This is Bernard on the far side. In fact, it could be Tokalata.
On the line.
Nathan to dummy half. 4 tackles gone. Mahi, first receiver, Booth. Booth gets it on to Danny Bernard. He lays it back. It's into the hands of Brown. And Brown is put away, and some solid defence there from Newbury. 5th and final tackle. Looking for the field goal. Here is Michael Nathan. That will come up short, and it's taken by Bray, who couldn't control it either. It's been knocked forward, and the referee says knock on both ways, baby.
He's got Bray for the first one here, but hasn't been hitting them all that well today, has he, Mike Nathan? He's had a pot shot at a field goal. And that man at the back there, Warren Bray's read it as you have a look here. Mike Nathan takes it. It's only 22 metres out. Bray's right under it, and it just pops out. He's lucky it didn't pop straight into the hands of the replacement, Shane Hunter, who would have scored a try. Hunter there ruined their missed opportunity, but they get the ball back, the Glenora Bears.
Looking at that position, though, with Hunter, he was within 10 metres when the Howard corner player touched the ball. Wouldn't there be a penalty?
Here we go. Out of the scrum base. Not tackled. Help, says referee Freeman. It's Bucky to play the ball. Hunter to dummy half. Out it comes to Bernard. Danny with it this time. Danny pushing strongly, trying to leg drive across the chalk.
Hold.
14 and ready is Hunter. Becomes the Hunter.
Who kitty-kitted there by Clendon Penny.
Mahi, Booth, flat ball. Works wide and picks up O'Connor. Cole O'Connor can't get over the line either. Into dummy half goes Marsden. Marsden has a little sneaky look himself. I wonder if he was tempted to go. That ball's gone to ground. Some desperate defence, knocked on.
And that tackle had to be made.
David Moon.
Was it David Moore or Clendon Penny had to make that tackle because they were gone for all money out there on the left edge. The Howick Hornets. As you have a look here, there's a replay. Ball goes to ground. Ritzlaff can't pull it in. It's David Moore that comes in and knocks it out of Joel Sorensen, Leon Talagi's hand. Plenty of men on the overlap there, Dale.
1 minute and 10 seconds left in the first half of extra time. That was seemed to look high, maybe a head clash. Again, 2 players have gone down, including one of the Bears' defenders. This is Beecroft. He's been good. Lee Wetherill has been superb today. What a battler he is, Lee Wetherill. On the 40 metres.
On the line.
That was high, of course. And the 14, Shane Hunter. Well, he knew he'd made a blue.
Well, I was just going to say that Hunter was taking his time to get back into the defensive line there, and what you're seeing here from the number 14 is a very lazy effort to tackle. This man picks up the markers too easily out of the dummy half area, and that sloppy arm of Hunter's is copped Wetherill right around the chin. Now, I don't think he's going to take the 2 points from here.
Why not? He's the best kicker in the competition.
Well, if I was out there, mate, I just don't think he's got the energy, Dale. Come on, look.
Guys, we're going.
84 minutes into a game.
It was just a bit loose, mate. It was pretty loose.
Just going back to that comment you made before, Tiarahi,
Yeah,
I think they were lucky to get out of that one, the Hornets. After Bray did drop that ball under the goalpost, I thought myself too that Hunter may have been offside. But tit for tat, evened up the score, made a couple of poor calls in the first half. Second half there, Mr. Freeman.
I think they could have done a little bit more.
Let him up.
With that, this is Wetherill looking for the long-range field goal.
He's got it.
Now is it there? It is there! Oh, Lee Wetherill, you are the man! They've done it the gut way, Lee Wetherill. Look at that, he finishes it off. It's the Howick Hornets who slot it in the last minute. That doesn't guarantee the victory, or does it?
No, that doesn't guarantee the victory at all. He's called them straight in here, Lee Wetherill. If you have a look at them, the Howick Hornets, they're huddled up in the middle of the park, and they were talking about what they need to do for the next 5 minutes to win this game. He's hit a speculator as the Hooters sounded, and he couldn't hit anyone better or one more important than that one there. It spirals over like a rocket.
What do you think of that one, Charlie? It's not the flashiest drop goal you'll ever see, but it's an effective one right on the Hooter.
Oh, ka mauke te wehi o te kaia ko te kāpene me te rangatira o tēnei timu te kapa Howick Hornets of Lee Wetherill. Koina no hoki tōna mātatau ki tēnei kemu. Ki te ngoikore ngā māka ana e whanataka ka huake mō tōna tīma. That comes down to experience and awareness. He noticed that the Hooter had gone, the markers weren't interested in chasing, so he took the shot and it paid off. Massive play for the Howick Hornets.
And what a boost it will give the Hornets. They've got 5 minutes to survive the attacks of the Glenora Bears.
Stand up now. Make sure you turn.
So, Booth turns it on the inside. The Bears have 70 metres to run.
Hands off.
Well, they're going to get 2 opportunities, Dale, the Glenora Bears. And they're going to need to convert one of them. Otherwise, the Sharman Cup is heading on its way out to Howick.
Out of dummy half goes the run. This time it's number 15. I think it's Danny. This is Marsden, certainly. Downtown to Bray, who's done some good work today, Bray. Interesting return of the football as well that time. And a penalty too.
He's got it for a shoulder charge. As we know, you're not allowed a shoulder charge in this competition. Mr. Freeman here, they won't take any speed in taking this penalty, the Howick Hornets. They'll just wrap out a set of 6. Roll the ball into the in goal, I'd say. As we have a look at Bray carrying the ball back. No arms used by Chris Brown there. Good decision, Mr. Freeman.
It's there for the Hornets. That last moment field goal allows them to turn around with a sense of confidence and control that their opponents can't share with them. The Hornets supporters coming up as Tyler takes it forward. It's been a grueling match. Been some big hits in there today. Some collisions, injuries, and also some fine play. But just as these teams have been very closely matched throughout the season, today is no exception. They drew last time they played. That ball has been stripped.
Come back.
And the referee will now fence up with his touch judge. They're not quite sure that he saw what went on then.
Sorry, guys, I called that.
Well, he's called that. He's called play on that the ball's gone back. No one's heard it. They've picked the football up. I think Mr. Freeman got caught unaware there too, but they'll let off the hook. 2.5 minutes to go for the Glenora Bears to get back in this match and extend it to golden point. They're going to have to go 70 to do it though, Dale.
And the passes out the back door almost become a necessity now as Mike Nathan to play it. 15 from his own line. Well, the Glenora Bears have got a long, long way to run and no way through there for Steve Carroll. Mike Nathan looks to have been more seriously injured when he took that tackle than first I thought. He is struggling. 2 minutes to play. One hand on the Sharman Cup for the Howick Hornets. But the Glenora Bears will throw everything into this last few these last few exchanges. Mahe, Booth onto Hunter. Hunter can't make it through. Tackled a couple of metres over the 30-metre line. Mahe, now to Brown. Touchdown! Here's Beecroft! Beecroft is away! Oh, Beecroft will go in and score into the posts! Troy Beecroft seals the game for the Howick Hornets. The conversion will make it a 7-point split. Looks to me like the Sharman's going east.
It's a war of attrition, isn't it? And unfortunately for the Glenora Bears, they aren't able to outrun the Howick Hornets on the way home. They're down on their haunches at the moment. They're going there with cramp. They've got blokes on the bench. And this man, Beecroft, has had a wonderful game, the number 7. He's been in everything. And the most important kick chase of his life, he's got one against Booth. Hit the hands, come down, wouldn't have got a better bounce, even if he asked for one. She's a foot race to the black dot, or right under it. And isn't he a happy man, Beecroft? That's the Sharman Cup. Whānau, it's heading east.
Howick Hornets, they take the game over the Glenora Bears 19-12. On behalf of myself and Tony Kemp, Tariki Maipi, sideline and all of us to bring you the bilingual coverage of the Sharman Cup. I hope you've enjoyed the action. It's Hei Kone La from Outsmart number 2 in Tamaki Makaurau. Here in Tamaki.
Howick Hornets coming out of half.